guys, Mason here. Wanted to put together a quick video on why list stacking is useful. Well, the first thing that we found was this is a representation or the actual numbers off of a large client, somebody that had 100,000 skip traced properties that came back, and through our filtering system we're able to find out that 10% had no phone. That just means that they came back with either no data or with an email address. It means you still paid for it, you just have no way of calling the people. 46% came back with no mobile phone. That means they had a landline but no cell number. And then of course the coveted mobile numbers. So each of these is a different marketing strategy. Everybody's is different. But what it tells us is mobile phones, we can send RVMs, SMS, cold calling, and direct mail to those properties. But the ones up here don't have phone numbers. So if you were to want to target your marketing and find ones that are not being marketed to as hard, I guess they call that finding the gold nuggets, it's sending direct mail to people that don't have phones because nobody's calling them. Next is spending more time on direct mail on ones with no mobile numbers. And then of course, cold calling. But this is just a way to be able to break it out. So for our system to be able to work, we had to be able to accept data coming in many different formats to be able to make it combine and work together. So fragmented data is the first thing that we started working on. And all fragmented data means is it's all in one column or all in one cell, like on an Excel spreadsheet. So we can take John Doe and Jane Doe at the property address and convert this into a useful property address and be able to upload and stack it. The same thing as if it's missing the zip code or it's missing the city and state. And we've even got some hacks that we've put together that we can append the city and state if you know what it is and get it to work. So the full address is the other thing. So that's the traditional column A, column B, column C of city, state, zip. Even though it's missing data, we can still work with it. And of course, the full data, this is like from list source or your skip trace company after you've already got it, and it has the phones and emails mixed into it. So now to where data stacking actually starts to shine is in data stacking. This would be like if it was uploaded just code violations and you didn't have the zip code. Well, if we were to put it in here, we could match it up to anything you already had. But the advantage of it is we could see that this particular person has a phone, and not only that, they have a mobile phone. So that means that the second you upload a code violation, we can identify that it's capable of being sent to an SMS. Same with the one below it. We can, if it was an upload, we know it's in your system and it's a landline, so that there's that's a good direct mail or to pick up a phone and dial. So each of the yellow, green, and blue is kind of a segment of what we're able to provide. So if you have the code violation, we can sell or find the owner's name and address through the automation, also with the skip trace. So let me show an example. So here it's inside the system, and these would be the property addresses that were loaded up, and this is what we're calling an item score. An item score would just show that it's on two lists, that it's vacant. We have the mailing address, and on this particular one, we've already run the add-on for the hydration. This was some client data, and it was over a couple of 5 years old. But we can see in April this house sold, so that means that would not be a good one to market to because it's already sold. Anyway, if you were to click on the details tab, it pops up and we've got it broken out by county, which is now something we can sort by. Also, it has everything broken out for the direct mail to be able to be sent to or uploaded to go do whatever type of third-party marketing you wanted to. So in it, and then we have the phone numbers and types and emails, all of which can be sorted by. If you didn't have any phone contact information, we can do the skip tracing for it. Down here is the tags. Just happens to be the name. It could say, code violations or tax delinquent or absentee owner. But this is all the different lists that it would be on. And down at the bottom, if the guy had owned 10 properties, all of his properties that he owns would be stacked down here. So the advantage of being able to sort through all this data quickly is you can now be the first one to respond. Also, if you were to find properties that do not have phone numbers or that you wanted to adjust, all we do is click edit directly in the system. You can change the person's name, the address, you can add or remove telephone numbers, whatever you need to be able to do some updates. If you have any questions, I'd love to chat, but this is more of an overview of what list stacking isn't how to use our system. It's a little bit more complicated than an instructional video. Thanks.